Ball.
Just
Yep, we're good to go. Okay, I'm Alex Wilson. You all know me as Wilson. I am running for Vice President. I'd like to tell you why. First of all, a few things about me. That's the most flattering picture I could find on my Facebook. I apologise. I am approximately a quarter away to the cold embrace of death. I'm a second year studying biomedical science, so I'm already feeling that sweet death. And I'm essentially an open book when it comes to games. I do it all. I'm console, PC, I play tabletops, card games, deck building games, as long as I can afford it. Bit of professional experience from me. I have been in student council roles for as long as I can remember in high school. And in upper sixth form, I was actually a vice president for a year. So I've got that knowledge. And I'm an administrator of Lincoln Super Smash Brotherhood. You guys. We do all the tournaments bi-weekly. I've been a past administrator of a gaming YouTube channel, which is not good at all, but it's there to illustrate my passion. And not immediately relevant, but the Bronze DAV Award, which goes into my next slide, has given me this pathological necessity to be organised. If any of you have done DAV, you know you need to plan like hell. It's crazy. I am rarely ever, I have a 3-week rule where I will never plan before 3 weeks, basically. So I'm always got everything, always got a contingency going on. I like to think I'm approachable to both new and old members. Anyone can talk to me about any issues they have, whether it be personal or regarding the society. I like to think I'm quite supportive and reliable, so that will be coming into the council. Any of the council will be able to rely on me to make sure I've got all those plans, make sure all the paperwork's done, make sure I have a contingency, but also to the members, to make sure they know they can rely on me to do a good job, things like that. I can also take criticism, which is something I feel is very necessary when coming into a role like this. Knowing that feedback is very essential. Knowing that people can tell me when I'm doing a bad job, and that's fine with me. Worked 2 years in retail, I've been treated like garbage, and it's fine. Also, professional. Whereas I'm notorious for being quite immature when it comes to my humour, things like that. That first picture on my first slide. But when it comes down to it, this society, when issues arise, I will treat them as seriously as I possibly can. The growth of this society means a lot to me. And next slide, please. What can I bring to the society? Good question. For a start, a friendly and welcoming community is something that I hold dear to me. I'd like to think you guys have done a good job with regards to that, but I feel like, new players, for example, they have this casual stigmatism about them. For the 2 years I've been at university, in both JAMS and LGS, I've seen people who have just gotten into the swing of maybe anime and games, and they feel like they lack the knowledge to be able to belong in the societies. And I've seen friends refuse to sign up to societies for just that reason. And I want to make sure that if you play games, you are welcome here. Whether you've been doing it since you're 5 years old or been doing it for a month, you're welcome here. More member involvement is also very important to me. I've talked about feedback. The council has put the bedrock down for that, with the open council meetings, but I want to make sure that it's accessible, easily accessible to everyone, because those council meetings can be scary for the new members. I mean, what do you talk about, you know, if you're a new member? So like Facebook pages where you can have polls, like a closed community group, like you were talking about, where everyone can talk about whatever they want, with the members and the council. An idea that's been tossed around a lot but hasn't really been implemented effectively in LGS is the idea of a swap shop system. JAMS, I think, did it a few times, where they would bring in their own anime and manga and they'll swap them with other members. I'd like to do that with games, so it's great for those new players who want to branch out, but it's also great for the community in general, because it means all the gamers are interacting with each other quite nicely, you know. I think that would be quite a nice idea. Achievements, something I was personally very excited for at the beginning of the year, but wasn't, you know, particularly it wasn't too accessible to people. Like, I don't know about everyone else, but personally, when I asked about like, oh, what achievements have I got so far this year, I couldn't really get a straight answer. So I feel like I can work with the council to maybe start up a database or a website where everyone can look at their achievements. Everyone like can treat Comintelli just like a game, right? You go and you can achieve things, and it's all great fun. With that, I think that's about it. Any questions? Pikachu.
You were saying before about LGS and jams and social groups and police. How would you actually practically change that? If you say it's happened in the last 2 years, how would you definitely make sure it won't happen to your year?
Well, I would make it my personal mission to make sure I talk to everyone at, like, say, the platform events and things, and make sure they feel welcome. Make sure there's no no one is like is disgusted by them, by their sense of that they haven't been playing video games so long, that kind of thing. Just being nice, generally nice about things. Yeah.
You spoke before about actually being on previous councils for a variety of things. What were your previous
Roles?
Duties. Duties. What were your previous duties?
Duties or roles, like, I'll talk about it
Duties.
All through high school, I was more of just kind of a member of a council, because how it worked is there were 5 roles, and there were more members among the council. So there was like treasurer, vice president, president, all that stuff, and then there was more members. I was that for the majority of high school, and then I went into a sixth form, and then I joined a council, and then the next year I got elected as a vice president. And my duties there were to make sure, to organise events, like college-wide events, like sports days, charity events, cultural festivals, things like that. That was my personal job as a VP, and to make sure I had all the paperwork done, everything was planned out, and everyone could rely on me for a contingency and things like that. With regards to anything that wasn't vice presidency, I was more of a, I would give ideas, and I'll give feedback, I'll talk to students among the college, and I'll give feedback through them, and I would it'd be like a general helper rather than like a complete constituent in the democracy per se. Yeah.
Why are you going for VP and not president?
I'm personally going for VP because I feel like my qualities are more suited for that role, as like a backbone of a council. That people can rely on me, and I use my support to kind of fuel the society, rather than it's like a jack of all trades kind of deal. I think that's the best way I can describe it. Rather than a figurehead who has the final say in everything. I feel like my qualities further qualify me for that role rather than presidency. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Last one from Dave.
You mentioned the idea of swapping, swapping games. I live in a house with quite a few games now, and I've learned that some people can be very protective of their games.
Yeah.
Whereas Jams did it with Manga, so it's a bit more robust, whereas it's very easy to scratch a disc. So some people might be a bit more hesitant to bring games to swap. What would you use to try and encourage people to bring their games in?
For people who are very protective of their games, I feel like they don't have to do it essentially, but it's like I feel like I can push it more as an idea to I feel like there's a lot of people I can rely on to do that, and I feel like the members of the society aren't too gripped on their games per se, rather than, and I think everyone in the society is honourable as a whole. That if they scratch a game, they'll replace it. That kind of deal. Maybe that's kind of a contract. Like the 2 people who are borrowing can kind of figure out for themselves. Obviously, it falls through. But I'm just here to. Right now, I'm just giving my ideas and what I can do to further society. I am. If it fails, then that's on my part. I'll take full responsibility for that, and I won't let it affect my role as a vice president. But it's more just in the sense that it's between them, I feel.
Well, thank you very much, Russell. Can you have a round of applause, please?